I like adventure.
Gummy bear.
Hey YouTube, we're back with episode 17. Yep. This is your local River City Pickups.
Well, I think we quoted before, oh, we're going to be done at 15, obviously.
Clearly we don't know our own problem.
No. Yeah, we're hoarders, let's put it that way.
Yeah, that's, I accept it.
Yeah, me too. I'll gladly accept it.
I'm good with that. Girlfriends not so much, but we damn well do.
Yes, absolutely.
And everything's fine. So we have our own bromanship going on.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we're going to call it, okay. That's a new one for me, bromanship. Okay.
But yeah, so we're just going to dive right into this. This is another fairly large episode, I think. I'm going to start off with a fairly newer game.
Yep.
Just within the past 2 weeks. I don't play my 3DS very often.
No.
I really don't, and I really want to. I really would like to enjoy my 3DS. Like, why wouldn't I, right? It's a decent system. It's solid.
I personally love mine. It's one of the, other than my new console I've been playing. Yeah, no, I pretty much exclusively play my 3DS a lot. So.
And yeah, and I just don't. So I picked something up that I know I like because I loved the first one. And this one came out with their collector's edition, which isn't really that collector.
It just comes
pretty
with
easy to find.
Yeah.
It's not too bad. It comes with a CD, but that game is Theatrhythm Curtain Call by Square Enix. Those that don't know what this game is, essentially it's all the original everything Final Fantasy.
Every music, every score possible.
There's 218 songs on here. It's a rhythm-based RPG is what they call it, where you get to level up your characters, and it is a ton of fun because you're facing enemies and stuff, and they have a battle mode on here. Lots of fun, really cool, and the CD's filled with remixed versions of songs and stuff. So it's definitely, it's only 6 tracks, it's nothing big, but those 6 tracks are all songs that you haven't heard yet, or different versions of songs that you haven't heard yet. But this one even includes stuff like Final Fantasy Zero stuff we don't have out here.
Yeah, so first couple here. Now one of these I picked up from my work, so just picked up for a couple bucks. Just an NES game to cross off the list.
That's still cool.
Yeah, definitely. It'll be Romance and Three Kingdoms on NES. Koei game, and for some reason, and I always bring this up with Romance 3 Kingdoms, I love these games, and I don't know why. They're number-based games, there's no, especially if you don't have the manual, there's no real explanation as to what you're doing.
You just gotta figure it out.
And I have, and I love these games. For some reason, I have no clue why.
Maybe I have a romance game that I'm probably going to get you to sit down with me and show me how to play it, because I can't figure it out. I would really like to play it. So
I don't even know I could explain it to me. I pick up the controller and I start playing it. It's just kind of, for me, it's almost like Risk a little bit.
Yeah,
where it's like you're moving your characters around. For me, that's the way I always think about it, and I just like it.
It's definitely a micromanagement game, though, which is really cool.
Yeah, definitely. Now, these next couple here, I picked up with...
Dwellers just picked this one up. I was on their pickup video, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah,
they did a pickup video when I was there, so...
It's not a good game. I love the Super Nintendo one.
I like the Nintendo version.
I don't really like it. It's good. It's the same as the Super Nintendo one. That's the weird thing. It's exactly the same game, just, for me, not as good. Jurassic Park on NES. It's whatever. It's Jurassic Park. It needs to be picked up.
I enjoy it.
Yeah, no, this one, I have not played this one. I'm a little ashamed because I loved Captain Planet as a kid.
Which, clearly,
Captain Planet, NES.
The thing I really... This is my biggest example to people when they're like, what's the differences between the different regions of picking up games? This game is a rare game in the States.
Yep.
Out here, it's a fairly common game. And
which is super weird. I mean, we always get crapped over as Canadians.
Yeah, we
all
really
the time. Yeah.
But this is a very iconic Canadian character, so they released a lot more copies of it out here.
I'll turn you into a fucking tree. Captain Planet, motherfucker.
More common game here in Canada, for some reason, who knows why.
It's just how it is sometimes. It's really weird, you know, stuff that's down there that is really rare for us is cheap for them, you know. It's that difference in regions.
For me, and it was the one I was battling with for the longest time, North and South.
Yeah,
really
super
easy
common to find down there.
Like $20, $30
cheap
game.
too, yeah.
Well, for here, 60, 70 bucks just for the game alone. Yep.
So my next
Your
pickup.
next one here, yeah.
Those that watch know that I pick up MVSs.
Yeah,
One
this
of
thing
these
here, yeah.
If you want to know any more information, check out River City Arcade Episode 1. Link in the description below. But I have been trying to collect them, and
This is the
sometimes,
best way to do this,
yeah, sometimes it's nice just to get everything all in one. And I got myself a super, what is it? Super N-in-1. Basically, it's 120 games.
Yeah.
In one. My next here, I picked up at a Value Village, fairly cheap, and they have a new game coming out next week. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, of course. Shadow Mordor is what we're talking about
yeah,
for tomorrow.
Yeah, which is actually getting really good reviews.
Yeah.
But, got this one, it's complete, so that's pretty sweet. Happy about that. This isn't the greatest game in the world, but I think this is the one that says the most exciting RPG since Final Fantasy. I challenge you on that.
Yeah, that's a huge statement.
That's a big statement to go by.
Yeah.
But the game isn't that bad of a game. It's actually pretty decent. I wanted to get it on GameCube because I had it on every other fucking version of it. But now I got the GameCube, so I got rid of all my other versions because this is the only version I really wanted to get. So, okay, so next on my list, I got this from Zangief. He just gave it to me.
Yeah.
He just said I could have it. I was doing a big trade with him with a bunch of other stuff, so he just threw it in on top. He's like, oh, check it out with
And
him.
it's a good game to have. That's one actually I've been looking for. An old friend of mine used to always rave about this game. Says it's so damn fun. So
That's Super Monkey Ball.
Yep.
Just saw it there when I popped it up. But yeah, this game is a lot of fun. It's actually an arcade game that has a giant trackball that you move around.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they had it in
That's
Toronto.
cool.
It's
Oh, damn.
it had a giant trackball on it. But it is a really cool game. And people that speedrun this game are fucking insane.
Yeah.
Have you seen them? Like they're like skipping half the level in. Like,
They just like skip and like
like,
jump over them. Yep.
done, and they finish the level.
And I guess the way I always explain this game is like, have you ever played one of those like old labyrinth boards where it's like the ball and the little turner things and it's like a wooden board
Yep.
that like shifts? It's literally that in
Yep.
video game form. And a monkey.
Marble Madness 2. That's what this is.
True enough. So
Very
yeah, so
simple.
that's
Yeah.
super good one to have for your collection.
Yeah, really happy with that one. So
Definitely. So now on to my next one here. Now this next one, these are awful. I will say that right now, but I have such a nostalgic memory for these things because I used to get them all the time.
yeah,
I had quite a few.
I had a couple.
I lost a lot of them, so that makes me really sad.
yeah, before the Game Boy,
Yeah, well,
even after.
sure,
too.
yeah, during the game, but I mean, Star Trek: The Next Generation, Tiger Electronic game.
Tiger games.
Yeah, they're awful, they're shitty. Let's face it. But
There are some that I really want to get my hands on. Double Dragon.
yeah,
That was one I had as a kid, so I would like to have it again.
for me, when I was a kid, I had the Power Rangers one, which I still have somewhere. I really need to hunt that one
Just
down.
gotta find it.
Yeah, I had the Street Fighter one.
Oh, nice.
That one I know for sure I lost. I have no clue what happened to that one, but I used to have it. I do remember that one, and I also had the Simon's Quest one. So
I had the Simon's Quest one. Yeah, Simon's number 2. Yeah, where
So-
you went from position here to position up here with the whip going down like that.
Kinda, yeah.
That's pretty much all it was.
If you have a digital watch on right now, you're pretty much looking at a Tiger Electronic game. Like that's
Yeah.
pretty much all they were.
I think even digital watches now are better than the
I would
Tigers.
say so. Yeah, kind of got the edge on them. Okay, so then so that's from Tyson again. Check out his podcast, Two Crude Dudes, and definitely just check them out. They're really hilarious dudes. Him and his buddy Tommy. So yeah. So my next pickup here, my brother Pedro actually picked this up for me from Value Village. He's always going to thrift stores for himself.
Yeah, I was
he
thinking
takes a
of
look for video games for me just because obviously he knows I like this. And recently I revealed to my family that I make these videos. So hi guys, thank you for watching.
It's almost like coming out of the closet.
A little bit, and I'm
a YouTuber.
Yeah. And for me, I'm always like, I keep things to myself. I'm not the guy to kind of go out and advertise myself. I'm just like that, so that's just how I am. So for me, he picked up this awesome Pac-Man tray. I've been looking for one of these.
Super
for so
cool.
long.
I've always wanted to get
I
one.
know.
I've seen them in the wild, but every time I see them, they're asking so much money. They're
They
like
are.
$60. I'm like, no.
And he paid $3 for this, so I'm like, awesome.
That's
Thank you
more
so
than a
much,
reasonable
Pete.
price. That's a good price.
Yeah, and there's a couple dents in it, but I mean, like, it's metal. You can just smooth that out pretty
Yeah,
good.
it shouldn't be too difficult. to
Yeah, so
get
I'm
to
like,
fix it.
I'm super happy. Look at it right there. That's absolutely, that's gorgeous. I love it.
Very nice.
So, yeah, that's my Pac-Man tray. So go on to your next one, Ed. So let's take out what your...
This is my next couple pickups. We've, throughout the past couple episodes, have been talking about me going to Ontario for a trip and doing a whole bunch of pickups. And this is pretty, if I'm not mistaken, pretty close to the last. There's only a few more things to go through from there. But trust me, these are some good ones. this completes a sub-series for me now. I have all of them for the system, and this is the one system I really wanted to get them for. But that would be first Resident Evil 2,
the masterpiece.
Absolutely great, great game. I love this game. I like it better than the first one, although I haven't played the remake version of it. I heard it's excellent. Then I got Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, which I personally is my favorite out of the series.
I really like this game. I have some issues with it. I kind of don't like that it's more action-based than
It's definitely
puzzle-based.
starting to go away from the survival horror at this point, but it still has a really good one because Nemesis is constantly chasing you throughout it.
And that's what I was going to bring up. Like, for me, I absolutely love in this game, like, the randomness of it. Like, in Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 1, Director's Cut, whatever, if you know the mansion, if you know the police station, whatever, you know what to expect.
Yeah, because they recreate it really
well.
well.
And this is, in Resident Evil 3, it's so damn random with what happens. Like, you can play it through once, Nemesis won't be in the same spot.
Yeah, he'll show up someplace else.
Yeah, and
he's got some clear trigger points that he'll always be at,
definitely.
but for the most part, a lot of it's pretty random.
And even the zombies, like, they'll pop up in random spots. So it's like, for me, I absolutely love that. It keeps it absolutely fresh. Every time you play it, it's a new experience. So
very sweet. It is a very good game.
Really
I'm
good
happy about getting that one. This is like the more sought after out of all three of these games on the system. So that would be Resident Evil Code Veronica X. A big Wesker story from what I understand.
Yeah.
I've never really played it, but again, all these are coming complete, really good condition. Really happy. I got it out of a pawn shop in North Bay.
I want to say it's kind of in between 2 and 3 in terms of the storyline. Can't really, don't quote me on that for sure. I'm just like, it's such a good game. There's kind of like a first-person, like, shooting mechanic to it, if I remember correctly. I might be, again...
We should really pop it in and play it sometime.
The next one here for me, actually, I just picked this up from you, Ed.
Yep.
So, yeah, just really happy to have this. I was going to pick it up off some lady off Kijiji a little while ago. I told you what I was paying for it, and you were like, hey, I'll give you it for your $10 less. So I was like, hey, I'll take that deal any day. So that would be the collector's edition of The Last Story.
Yep.
Now, what you were saying...
I'm not a big fan of it. It's
not
my cup of tea. I respect what it is. I do enjoy the game in that sense. Like, I get where they're going with it. It just, for RPG sake, it's not my style of RPG.
Yeah, definitely. And for me, what I've always looking forward about this game is it's an X-seed game or cross-seed, whatever you want to call them. I always really enjoy their games. For me, they're a very kind of niche developer. They don't do the like big budget titles, but what they do, I think they do very well. So I'm very excited to give this a try. And again, it's the collector's edition, so it looks like a book, pretty much.
Yeah,
so
basically.
Really happy to have that. So again, thank you very much, Ed.
Hey, no problem.
Adding that to the collection there.
So my pickup of the week, this is another Zangief trade. I traded him a Dreamcast with this game.
And he just showed it off on one of his pickups too.
Yeah, he definitely.
Second last one.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm a big fan of this game, and I just wanted to get the remake because as much as I like the original, I didn't play my Dreamcast very much, so I was happy to trade it off.
Yeah.
I need to make room for the frickin' Super Nintendo games.
Pretty much.
So I was happy to trade it off and get it for the GameCube because it basically fixes all of its problems. But that would be Skies of Arcadia Legends, which is one of the more sought-after games for the GameCube.
And it's funny, like since I've started working at this retro game store, PP Games, like I just have people talking about Skies of Arcadia a lot. People get to the Dreamcast section and that's like, oh, Skies of Arcadia.
Yeah,
that's one of the best games ever. It's like, wow.
This game is truly an excellent game. It was way ahead of its time.
Yeah.
For what like ambitious stuff they were doing for it. But this is the remake of it. Super cool to get. Thank you, Zangief. I really wanted to get this version of it, and yeah.
There you go. Crossed off the list.
It's crossed off the list, and my GameCube collection is pretty much where I want it to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to get a big collection of GameCubes. I just want the ones I like.
It's not a quantity in his case for GameCube. It's quality in this case.
Absolutely.
Really good titles there. So yeah, some really good ones, especially all the Resident Evils and Skies of Arcadia. So for next, I pick up of the week. See, now this is where I get to hold this over. Yeah. So many of your picks. It's like, oh, Ed, you got this. I don't.
We hold stuff over each other's heads sometimes, just as like a friendly razz.
Yeah. Exactly.
And this is his on me because I have been like the only way I was going to pick this game up was this way. So.
And you couldn't.
I can't find it.
So damn limited now. Yeah. And again, I think that's the thing we were saying about like Nintendo Collector's Editions. A lot of them, they mean it when they say Collector's Edition.
Yeah.
Like they do not produce a lot of them. So for me, that would be the Bravely Default Collector's Edition. So thank you very much, Andrew, for this. I really appreciate adding this to my collection here. So this is the guy who actually helped me out with the Zelda Ocarina of Time Collector's Edition. So if you don't know what entails in this specific collector's edition, you basically get an art book, a set of playing cards, a music CD, and of course the game. So for me, not a lot of content there, because I'm not opening playing cards up. That's just the seal. The art book, very beautiful artwork, very well done art book, and for the collection, our CD collection, I haven't even listened to the CD yet, so that's on the to-do list.
And again, this game is a really good game.
It's really good. If you love Final Fantasy, play this. It's pretty much the first Final Fantasy.
I've been putting it off, and I really need to get it.
You really do.
I'm not going to find this version of it, so I'm just going to get another version.
And I got a pretty good deal on it. I pretty much paid what you would get this for online, minus shipping. So I mean, hey, I saved a little bit on shipping. So again, thank you very much, Andrew.
Very cool.
Yeah, Bravely Default Collector's Edition. So yeah, so that's the end of our episode today.
Okay, so I am absolutely fucking sick of coming up with questions. I don't know about you, it's kind of annoying trying to get it at the end.
A little bit.
What I want to do is have you ask us a question, because we're having our final episode. It seems to be our next one after this.
Yeah, something like that.
So we're going to address all of your questions on video.
That's actually a good one. I didn't even think I'd ever do that. So okay, yeah, perfect. So ask us anything you want.
Doesn't matter.
Personal gaming questions. If
anything, yeah, whatever it is, we will be happy to answer within our ability, as long as it doesn't incriminate us.
I guess so. Yeah, even then, if it does. Hey,
yeah,
they're not catching us.
Exactly.
Yeah, so again, thank you very much for watching. Of course, please comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't down below. I guess. Yeah, so of course, I'm Max.
I'm Ed.
And never put those controllers down. And of course, I'm Max.
I'm Ed.
And
never put those down. Fuck! You know how long we've been fucking doing this, and I still can't fucking do it.
I'll say you ruined the streak. We had a streak going.
Fucking suck.